Triple E EDC here, back again with another knife video. Now, what are we doing here with 4 Spyderco Manixes and 2 paramilitary 2s? It's a good question. Now, I really like the paramilitary 2, and I like the Manix. And I'm not going to go over which one I like more or do a battle or anything like that. That's been done before. I may do one at one point, but that's not this video tonight. Let me know, by the way, if you want to see such a video down in the comments. In the meantime, what this video is about is the handle materials on Spydercos in general. Now, what's not pictured in this video is the FRN models. I don't have any FRN Spydercos anymore. I may get the Para 3 lightweight, then I'll have an FRN model, although that handle seems to be a little more chamfered and slightly different than some of the other models like the Delica, Indela, the Endura, which I used to have. And you can actually go back and see one of my other videos that I had about the Endura if you want to see the FRN scales on those and the bidirectional patterning. Patterning is not even a word, but pattern that's on there. And you can go ahead and do that. This is more about the other types of the higher end Spydercos that are not titanium, like the Paisan that just came out. These are more the bread and butter of Spyderco in the, I guess, knife world. So you've got carbon fiber. This is the peel-ply carbon fiber. You've got smooth carbon fiber. This is G10. This is the red G10, and this is the jade G10. Now, do I need 2 G10s here? There is a reason for that, and I'll get to that later. This is actually custom scales. These are Lightning Strike carbon fiber scales. So why do I have these here? We'll get to that later too. And these are the smooth G10 scales from, that was terrible. These are the smooth G10 scales from the Cru-Wear version of the PM2 with smooth G10 from the KnifeWorks exclusive. This is no longer available, but I did want to discuss it. So, let's start out with the differences between the G10s. I'm going to go ahead and clear these off. So you've got G10 on this, and this is the smooth G10. Okay, so first of all, got some schmutz. First of all, this is really sort of rough textured. You can sort of hear it, G10, and it gives you a really good grip, like an excellent grip. And I think that's the reason most of Spyderco's G10 is like this. The grip on it is just excellent. And this is the same. Again, you can hear the G10. The reason I wanted to bring this out is just so you could see, you know, the coloring on this one is generally what you're going to get. And look, you can even see the texturing there if you put it up close. But the coloring on this one is what you're going to get pretty much on any of the colored Spydercos. It's going to be, you know, red or blurple or black, but it's going to be pretty solid and consistent all the way through. It's going to be opaque. Can't really see through it. Whereas this is translucent. You can see through the light, the skeletonization of the liners. And it has that sort of jade natural G10 look here. Let me see if I can get a close up here. So you can see the patterning here. It's the same texture. But again, you can really see the skeletonization of the liners even when my hand is on the other side of it. Even more so when it's not. So just wanted to show that real quick. You can see what I'm talking about here with the liners being skeletonized there. Same thing here, just different color. But you can't see it here through the G10 for the most part. Now this is the smooth G10. You can see this has some dimples in it, but this is mostly smooth. You don't hear that same that same rough sound. So if you get an opportunity to come across one of these, they are still out there on the secondary market. That's what you're buying as far as smooth G10. It is not fully smooth. It's still a little matte. And that's the reason I brought out this one. These are custom scales made by Shepherd. I don't know if I'm supposed to use his first name or not, but I think it's Shepherd Customs. He is on some of the knife groups on Facebook, on Instagram. But this is lightning strike carbon fiber, and this is smooth carbon fiber. The reason I'm discussing this in the same vein as the smooth G10 is because you can see the level of smoothness here. If I go and rub my finger across it, I know this is very unscientific, but you may be able to see, this is how long it takes me at about the same pressure to go across this, whereas this, see, there's a lot more drag. So this has more of a matte finish. It's not quite as glossy as this. That's the only thing I wanted to show with respect to the difference between these two scales and the texture. There is one other difference I may as well cover. One of the benefits of going custom is the chamfering on the side. One of the complaints some people have about the Paramilitary 2 and some of the other Spyderco designs is that they're all square edges. Whereas if you go custom, you can get chamfered edges, which are rounded. It gives the knife a completely different feel. Okay. Now, with that regard, we're also going to discuss the smooth carbon fiber. And I'm going to bring in some of these other carbon fiber knives. So this is the smooth carbon fiber and Cru-Wear Manix. And you can see here, it's sort of that same level of smoothness where it's still a little bit matte and a little bit grippy, but still smooth as the smooth G10. But you get that nice carbon fiber look to the knives. And it is consistent. Here, this is the Shaman. The carbon fiber on this Shaman, the Sprint Run Shaman, is very similar to this one. The main difference between the two, if this one looks a little shinier, is this one has some chamfered edges. But I believe they're the same carbon fiber. And so now, if a couple of you may remember, I sold my Paramilitary 2, the Knifeworks exclusive, with the peel-ply carbon fiber and M4. And this is the same peel-ply carbon fiber, just on the Manix. And this is the S90V version of the Manix. This is a custom backspacer, also by Shepherd Customs. And this also has a chamfered blade, whereas most of the Manixes have this straight blade. You can see the difference. But this isn't a video about the blade. This is to show that the texturing on the peel-ply carbon fiber is very similar to the texturing on the G10, which I believe is made by a peel-ply process. Now, what is peel-ply? So when I first was looking into getting that PM2 with the peel-ply carbon fiber, I was skeptical. I thought peel-ply was some sort of layering. It's not. It is full-scale carbon fiber. This is full-scale carbon fiber through and through. And the peel-ply is just the texturing. What they do is they set the carbon fiber, the resins in it, and then they take the texturing laid over top, and it dries like that, and then they peel off that top, it's like a rubberized mold, or I don't know exactly what you would call it, but you peel that off the top and it leaves behind this texturing. And so it's very similar to this. Now there are some things that the Spyderco makes that are layered, where it's G10 and then there's a layer over the G10 of carbon fiber. It's not full carbon fiber. And that's what I was afraid of getting when I originally got my PM2. Now, I don't have any knives like that anymore. I did have the smock. You can go back and see the video on the smock to see up close what the scales look like. And I think I even made a close-up of the difference in the layers in the scales of the smock. But I have to say, for those of you who are concerned about that, I really don't get the concern. I mean, it sounded like it was a big issue when I was making the purchasing decision. But once I got that in hand, I mean, it's every bit as nice as full carbon fiber, and performed really just as well. So I have no issues with Spyderco's decision to sometimes have G10 layered with carbon fiber. I don't quite get it because I don't think it sells as well, because there's this perception that it's not as good. But I do understand that it's, after handling it, I feel like it's just as good. There is something nice about knowing you do have full carbon fiber in a knife, though. Okay. So I think that's most of what I wanted to cover. Let me put these knives back here, line them back up. That's most of what I wanted to cover with the scales. There are some other versions of scales out there in the lineup, but if you're planning on getting, any of these are good, by the way, so I would not feel bad about getting any of these, but different things for different uses. I really enjoy the smooth carbon fiber on this, even though it's it's really built to be a work knife. It just feels really nice and luxurious for such a large contoured handle. But for instance, on this one, you know, I'm okay with this or the peel-ply one here. Either one would be fine. And frankly, I love the Manix in G10 too, and this makes a much better work knife. I think in the peel-ply G10, it's probably the best work knife you're going to get, or best scale for the work knife use. If you're not going to use it like a work knife, this is pretty luxurious and feels amazing. But they don't make this anymore. But they do come out with peel-ply carbon fiber from time to time on many of their knives, including the Manix. I'm not sure if you can still get this one, but this is the S90V version. But they seem to be coming out every once in a while with peel-ply versions of it. Anyway, I think that's it. If you have any questions or comments or want to know more about the handle materials on Spyderco, leave a comment down below. If you liked this video and want me to do this with some other brands, I don't think many of the other brands have quite the differences in scales in their lineup that Spyderco does, but you know, it may be interesting, and if you see anything that you want me to do, go ahead and give me a nice comment, and I'll go ahead and try to take care of it. Thanks. Have a great day. Bye.